We got money, we got homes, we got homes. Before we leave, we strike a pose. We got cars, and we got clothes. Before we leave, we strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Before we leave, we strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Before we leave, we strike a pose.
Hate me then, hate me now. Haters talking, but they never say it loud. I can't hear you, nobody fearing you. It's 20 in the chain, 6 grand bracelet lonely, so I matched it with the same. You would never match my face, she said it on one of a kind. President walking through the door and all I'm hearing, that's mine. You ain't wearing what I'm wearing, Gucci down to the sun. Expensive clothes tags and made of paper, dog, please stop. Counting diamonds in the watch, damn they already numbered. I'm posing like it's two of me, I doubled up my money. Anybody hating on me, do it from the parking lot. I'm at the bar 1738, read me straight shot.
We got money, we got homes, before we leave, we strike a pose. We got cars, and we got clothes. Before we leave, we strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Before we leave, we strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Before we leave, we strike a pose. Sour in this motherfucker, all the girls love me. I don't mind a hug, but no lipstick on my rugby. No makeup on my rocker, wear no eyeliner on polo. To avoid messing up my fit, I let your girl go. Fresh to death, finish dead, shoes 6 so froze. Next, Rich Spears got me looking like a light bulb. In the club, off the goose, singing like a double shot. On the way to picture booth, I think I need another shot. What up with a picture, man? We gon' need some pictures, man. Don't worry about where we stand. Snap the damn picture, man. In the front of the venue, girls checking out the pole. We don't smile when they say cheese. We start showing. We got money, we got homes, before we leave, we strike a pose. We got cars, and we got clothes. Before we leave, we strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Before we leave, we strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Before we leave, we strike a pose. You can call me Candy, cause my life is in the camera lens. Spend a couple of hundred when we see our favorite cameramen. 5 ballin' at the bar, taking shots with Freaky Coat. Vino Jean, we so clean, my homeboy Sonny getting the dough. I should be a mannequin, my outfit it be on display. When we hit the picture booth, you might got like an hour wait. Strike a pose, that's my job, I like to vote. I promise if you fly as weak, you should have the right to vote. A blind man can see I'm fly, a deaf man that heard of me. My swag is super sick, cause it might need some surgery. I'm checking into rehab, addicted to this life of mine. Who is he? He's so neat. 618 is Cloud. We got money, we got homes, before we leave, we strike a pose. We got cars, and we got clothes. Before we leave, we strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Before we leave, we strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Now strike a pose. Before we leave, we strike a pose.
Alright, if you forgot, we're here at Jesse's Place, Lethal Cartel Records, and About That Productions. I've been here all night talking to rappers, talking to singers, talking to DJs, street divas, hustle tainers, Fireboy, Dirty DJs, Famo Entertainment, just a whole bunch of people. So thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you Gosh Records, just thank you Jesse's Place, thank everybody for just supporting Lethal Cartel Records and About That Productions. I've been working all night long, so it's time for me to go party. So if you ain't here, then I'll see you next time.